Hello, Jen Gilchrist here, your soul alignment and success mentor and host of this Facebook group, Soul Inspired Leaders Collective. Super excited to start giving more trainings in here. So this is going to be a regular thing. I hope you'll be able to join me. And today's topic is all about how to write Facebook posts and blogs in a way that you can attract your ideal clients and also feel like your authentic voice. This was a great, I had put an Ask Jen post, so feel free to drop in the comments whether you're live or on the replay, and let me know if you have any topics or questions you'd like me to address in future trainings as well. But this was a great question that I received that somebody would like a little bit of clarity around. So I'm going to read the question, and it said, oops, my phone went off there. The question was, I would really like to start writing blogs, but I don't know where to start. I believe it could really help me reach the right audience so that people who need my services can find me and relate to me better for what I do and how I can help them. And she said, thank you. Oh, hey, Christina, thanks for joining live. So I'm going to dive into today's topic. We're going to cover a bit about how you can really start getting that creative flow, the downloads and the creative flow going if you're feeling stuck or you can't figure out what to write about. We're going to talk about how to get your posts out there so that you can be seen by more people and really begin to attract the right people to you. And we're also just going to talk about a few different types of posts or way that you could approach writing them. So I'm hopeful this is helpful for you. Let me know if you have comments or questions along the way, whether you're live or on the replay, and I'll be happy to respond to them as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. So the first aspect is if you're feeling stuck, right? Sometimes we can feel really stuck, especially if it's been a while since we've done anything creative or writing. But what I found with writing is if I'm feeling stuck, I will just make a commitment to create the time and space in my calendar, right? I do a morning meditation and journaling practice, which definitely I think helps me keep my creativity and my alignment to, what messages want to come through me. So that's definitely something I would encourage to find that connection, but also just sitting down and writing, right? Committing to when I'm feeling hard to find programs or ideas to come through me, I'll just free flow write anything that's coming through me for 5 minutes a day. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to commit to 5 minutes a day for the next 5 days and just see what happens. And as I start writing, even if it's like, I don't know what I feel like writing right now, I'm feeling totally stuck, like literally whatever's coming to you, if you just start writing that, chances are by the end of it, you'll start to either have an inspiration or an idea about how to, for yourself, like what it is, why you're stuck, so you can start to move through it, or you'll just start to have some creative ideas flowing through you. It really works very quickly, but I find that you have to just commit to the time frame to write. And when you sit down to write, you become that channel, and the energy and the words begin to move through you. So that's the first thing, is just when you're feeling stuck, just start writing. Doesn't even matter what it writes. You don't have to share it if you don't want to, but just start writing. And one question or one journal prompt I want to give you, that's one of my favorites that I give to myself pretty often, almost daily, but not quite, which is, what message does my soul have for me today? Right? Or what message wants to come through me to share with my ideal clients today, right? You can post that in different ways. Sometimes I'll be doing it from the perspective of what is it that I need to know, but also connecting with my ideal clients. What is it that I can share? What wisdom can come through me today for my ideal clients that would ultimately be something that they need to hear, right? And that's a beautiful way to begin to pull information out of you. Sometimes we think that what we have to share is too simple, right? We think, oh, everybody knows that already, or it's too simple. Everybody else has already written this before. And so sometimes we discount what it is we need to say, when oftentimes, Facebook posts or blog posts, just being a simple reminder to somebody can really, I get lots of testimonies or lots of comments of appreciation that's like, oh, thanks for this reminder, or this is exactly what I needed today. Thank you, I appreciate that. And so just knowing that what's coming through you, somebody needs to hear, right? And it's going to be something that you can support with the way that you share the story. So that is the first thing I wanted to share. And the next thing I want to say is, consistency is key. Right? So the next tip is consistency is key. And so creating a space where you can show up consistently as possible is going to be very helpful so that you stay top of mind. Of course, it helps the Facebook algorithms as well if you're on Facebook, but for posts as well, but also just so that people start to get used to tuning in and looking forward to tuning in. And so, you know, a side tip on this one is don't get too hyper focused and concerned about how many likes or comments you get, especially if you're just kind of starting to get the momentum rolling, right? Whether you've pivoted your niche or you're starting brand new or you're just expanding your reach. It's real easy to get like the monkey mind and the ego and the fear and the doubt and all of this stuff, the negative mind chatter going if we're focused more on the response we think we're getting versus just putting it out there because you're inspired to share, knowing that as you do that, you're building energetic momentum as well as you're starting to call in your people, right? So that's super important. Just a quick side note on that one. When I very first started doing videos for the first time, it's nerve-wracking. I was in a 30-day video challenge. I was a part of a business mastermind, and so they challenged us to 30 days of videos. And at the time, I was doing, I was kind of transitioning from my other career to this one, and I was doing blissful bride coaching. And so I was also still doing hair and makeup for weddings at that time. And so I was doing these videos, and I wasn't getting that many views or comments or likes, or, I wasn't getting as much as I thought, right? Which can get you more feeling insecure about what you're doing, especially when you're nerve-wracked about video. But I just kept doing it. And then I would show up at these networking events with people that I had known for a long time as hair and makeup artists, but showing up now as the bridal coach. And everyone, several people came up to me as like, oh my gosh, I've been following you online. It was like lots of people, some people that I did know and some people I had never known recognized me from these videos. And I would have never have known that they even saw them, right? Because they weren't liking and they weren't commenting. They were just kind of observing and viewing in the background, which is what a lot of people do. So don't underestimate the reach that you're giving, even if you're not seeing, the likes, the comments, and the things. Just keep going and keep doing it from a place of inspiration, and that will help you know that you're just getting the right people, right? And not have to be too concerned about what the outcome is in that exact moment. It will build traction. So let me know if you can relate to that at all, especially the videos, right? That's another thing. Some of you with the blog question and the Facebook post, you can do these via written or video or both, depending on what your style is. But just know that it's vulnerable either way, and it's important to stretch yourself. You never know if you're going to like it until you try. Like public speaking was my biggest fear, and now I love video. So just keep going with it. The next thing I wanted to give you a tip on is some different styles of posts, like types of posts that can be helpful, or blogs that can be helpful. You can always do how to, right? Everybody wants to know how to, 5 steps, 3 steps, 2 steps to how to do something, right? Or you can do a story, like personal stories, I think are super powerful when you can tell it from a space of meeting them right where they're at now. So you have to think back in your mind to where you were kind of at your low point or at your most stuck point, depending on what your niche is. Think about, you might have heard this as a hero's journey, right? But however much training you've had on writing these types of stories, you want to think about meeting them where they are at right now and connecting with them in a space like, hey, that's me. I am stuck. I am feeling confused, or I do want to have that soulmate relationship, right? And I am feeling like I've been in a dry spell, or whatever it is, right? You want to meet them right where they were at in that moment before you kind of had your dark night of the soul turning point, and then guide them into sharing an inspirational story of how you moved through it, giving value along the way, but also creating that connection and that humanity and that feeling of like you get them, right? You've walked the walk, the journey, and now you are a few steps ahead or down the road to where they want to be. And so they can immediately create trust with you. So that's another way, sharing stories. Hot topics and trends, this can be a little tricky sometimes for some people, but it's a good exercise in speaking your truth. And so that is, taking a stand, like a strong stand or opinion for something or against something. And when you do this, it's important to be really grounded. This is my opinion on this, but it's important, I feel, to be pretty grounded so you're not throwing energy and judgment one way or the other, but you're just taking a firm stand and able to, stand up for something that you believe in. That could be controversial. Now, this one's sometimes difficult for some people. Hey, Janelle, thanks for joining. for sure, but it's also going to be polarizing. It's going to like deflect the people that maybe are not your people, right? That don't really have the same opinion or viewpoints of the world that you do. But it will also begin to really attract the people that do believe what you're saying as well. And so we're not here to serve everybody. That would be impossible. It's too much responsibility, and sometimes that'll keep you stuck and not sharing as well. So just remember to, sharing who you are, sharing your viewpoints, taking a stand, what you believe in, letting people really understand who you are in a vulnerable way can also be very powerful in terms of creating connection and credibility, or just like attracting the right people and then deflecting the ones that are probably not your people, right? Let's see, I took some notes so I didn't forget everything. And then just, I think so. Those are the main ways, the how-to, sharing your stories, talking about a hot topic or a trend, or dispelling a myth, right? Like if you see something that maybe is a popular belief that you see maybe isn't true or is limiting, then you can also show a different viewpoint or perspective that might create a mindset shift for somebody. That's another great way. Janelle says, this is a huge part of what I just moved through and released. Ooh, awesome job. Great. That's exciting. Exciting. All right. So the next topic I'm going to share on this bigger topic, and like I said in the beginning, for those of you, I love to get ideas. So drop in the comments, or if you are, depending on where you're listening to this, you can email me at jen@empoweredwomans, WOMANS, leadership.com, and just email me or message me what topics you would like comments on. I'm going to be doing more regular trainings in the group here, and I'd love your feedback. This came from a question actually from someone in the group. So it's a great topic. So the next one is all about getting the word out. Okay, so now you've got your blog written or your video done, and it's like how what are the ways that you can maximize this? So I just wanted to remind you to repurpose the heck out of it, right? You can repurpose your content in many ways. You can send it out in your email, right? So you can, if you have an email list, and it's a great thing to put into your email list, or you can start talking a little bit about it and direct them to your Facebook group if you're trying to build your group, or your business page if you'd like, right? So using all the different avenues, you can repost on any of the social media platforms. So, if you're on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook, my suggestion is to not overload, like pick a couple that you're really committed to, and then as you build your platform, it might, or you have virtual assistant help or whatever, you can begin to spread it onto other platforms. That's another way you can do it. You can put it on your website. I think that helps, having a blog space on your website. Again, you can start leading people there sometimes with call to actions, or get the algorithms up for your site search. And of course, YouTube, if you're doing video blogs as well, is another one you can add to that. But definitely, spread the word in different places in different ways. I have my VA a lot. If I'll write a blog, I'll have her take it and pull out, and you can do this yourself if you don't have some help yet. But from the bigger blog, you can actually pull out micro pieces, tweets. Twits, that was funny. So tweets, you can pull out tweets for a whole bunch of tweets in one little area. That'll give you a week worth of content to put on to your Twitter account, or you can create an image. Maybe there's a line that's just like, wow, that in and of itself is a powerful line that came through when I was, when you're writing through channels, writing and inspiration, you'll be like, wow, that was good. Maybe you can create a graphic and use that on Instagram or your Facebook stories, or even just a regular Facebook post. So you can take this content, especially if you've written a bigger blog, or if you've done a video, and you can create many different things from it. And so that helps you kind of fill in and keep that consistency, which was the first tip, right? That consistency on social media. Let's see here. Another way you can get your word out is by partnering with another biz bestie, right? Finding somebody on, maybe you've heard of the word joint venture partnership, or even, it doesn't even have to be that formal. It could just be that somebody else that's in a very aligned and complementary niche to you that has similar ideal clients, but maybe slightly different way that they support them. And you can just trade with each other. You can just message them and reach out and acknowledge their work, what they're doing, and say, hey, you know, maybe we could have a mutually beneficial relationship here. Do you ever, you know, would you like to share my post or in your group, or vice versa, or be a guest spotlight or something like that, where you can start to exchange and cross-pollinate into other tribes of people. You can also, for blogging, if you're really interested in blogging, following big people who have a bigger influential reach that are in your target audience as well, and just start following them, start commenting on their stuff, right? I would suggest kind of connecting with them, of course, if it's authentic. And then at some point, you can always reach out to them again by acknowledging them and their work and asking if they ever do spotlight feature blogs from other people. And you can include maybe a paragraph of who you are and who you help, and some topic ideas and how you think you could really bring value to their community as well. And so, hey, Susan. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Victoria. Victoria says, great pointers. Very excited to get started on blogging. Awesome. Thanks for joining. And so that is the main tips I was going to give. I wanted to also mention a few, here it is. I always like to talk about angels, right? And lately I've been really drawn to my crystals. And so I thought I'd give you an extra tip around, you know, the spiritual support. Because I always believe, you know, I love to teach about soul, you know, working with your spiritual support team and your intuition as part of creating your business and your work from that, so you can stay aligned and centered in that space. And so Archangel Gabriel is the messenger angel. And so if you're feeling stuck, or just in general, I always like to, when I sit down to a project, I kind of set my intention for how I want it to go, connect with my tribe, you know, what message needs to come through, and I'll ask Archangel Gabriel to work with me to help me really stay a clear channel and speak truth that would be valuable to others, and to even help the right people see it. So you can use this support in a lot of ways. And so Archangel Gabriel is, and also I feel she helps really she's easy to hear. And so for me, sometimes it just gets me going with sharing a message. If you are into crystals, citrine is a crystal that's associated with Archangel Gabriel. So you can also meditate with this crystal if you'd like. This is also good for abundance in general, financial abundance. So, you know, playing with crystals and other things can be ways to help you connect to that higher source of information and wisdom that we all have. So let me know if you have any questions on this so far. And if you hopped on a little late, you might want to go back to the beginning, because I shared some ways about how to get unstuck when you're going through, you know, feeling stuck, and how to get your word out. Meanwhile, I am going to do an Archangel Gabriel message. Thought that would be fitting, since she's the messenger angel and works with people who have messages to share. Okay, so law of attraction. Keep your thoughts positive and surround yourself with positive people and situations, and you will attract more positivity into your life. And so what I'm noticing is, let me know if you feel like it's been kind of intense, an intense month, right? Since, I don't know, May. This whole year has been kind of a deep transformation for me, in my opinion, at least. But this is really about paying attention to your thoughts, paying attention, realizing, looking for the gifts in any situation. If you have a situation that didn't pan out as you'd liked, whether it was a project you're working on, a launch, it could be even in your personal life, anything, looking at it as an opportunity and realizing it's like, how can I get curious and get underneath this, and really releasing the worry, releasing any victim energy around it, and start to really just look at, what is this situation here to teach me? You know, what is it that I have that's kind of triggered within me that's attracting the situation, so that you can actually get underneath it and heal it at a deeper version. When you can see this as an opportunity to expand and change and really grow and heal yourself, you will move through it so much more quickly. And so really paying attention to the thoughts. I think there's been a lot of emotions, you know, coming up lately for people. And so these are really gifts that shining the light of awareness on where it is that you may have been blocking yourself from either speaking your truth, or being, you know, or having the right people hear you, or receiving the prosperity for your work. So Really use this as an opportunity. And I feel like the morning routine thing is kind of coming up now again, which is, I think, a key, definitely a key for me, and something I teach and work with my clients on a lot, which is that consistency with meditation and journaling practice. Even if it's only for 15 minutes, that will begin the day in a way that's really aligned and focused, where you are not kind of on the treadmill of trying to keep up with the day. You feel much more grounded and at ease, and really creating from an inspired place. Instead of working harder, you're working smarter, and it feels much better. Hey, Tony, thanks for joining. So those are the messages today. I have a couple of other announcements I'll share really briefly, and then if you hopped on late, I encourage you to check this out. Let me know, if you have any topics you want me to share. I'm going to be doing more of these Facebook Lives weekly on Wednesday. I'd love to answer your questions as well. But the two announcements is, I have two ways. I'm excited that I have Soul Inspired Leaders Mastermind I launched last fall is now ready to be set out into the world as a digital course. And so this is a super powerful program. I'm relaunching it right now it's half the price of what I did when I ran it live last fall. So for just $4.97, it's super packed. There's 10 modules, templates, webinars, hour-long content for each module, templates and workbooks, and all kinds of things to really create the foundation for your purpose-driven business. So we talk about branding, client attraction, how to create your, what is your message. We work a lot with the angels in there, so there's lots of clearing work and healing work along the way to remove visibility, fear, doubt, encourage confidence, and all those things as well. So if you follow me for long, I like to work with the angels. I work with the spiritual, energetic pieces of clearing work, as well as the mindset and the tangible action pieces. So each module is very intensive. So if that is something that that you need a little bit more focus on, that business foundation aspect, this is a really great way to get started. And you'll also have first opportunity when I run it live again to upgrade to that live group program if you'd like the further support at that time. But in and of itself, it's a super powerful packed full of information program that you can do at your own pace. So that is something that we just finally got together as a digital course, which I'm excited about. And it's $4.97. If I didn't say that already, I can't remember. And then the other thing is, I'm opening up a few spaces for one-on-one mentoring. Generally, I work more in 6-month packages with people, but I felt really inspired to offer a 6-week intensive Awake and Elevate. And this is more specific if you are tired of spinning in the place, if you know that you need to go deeper with someone. One of my biggest gifts and how I started this really was through being a psychic and doing readings and energy work. And now I've kind of moved into also coaching and mentoring, and I use all of those gifts together. And so I love helping people awaken to their own inherent gifts, but also hold that space and see their blind spots, get to the root cause of a pattern. Perhaps you've been blocked with prosperity. You're not sure what your spiritual gifts are. You want to awaken your intuition. You're tired of, not getting your message out and receiving the clients that that you're meant to serve. And so on any number of things, the 6 weeks intensive, I have space for about 3 people. I think, 3 people left that I can take for this. And this is where we get together weekly for an hour, and we actually do some deep dive work that will include, doing that reading space, clearing work, as well as creating tangible steps and accountability for you week to week to move through and really create a little fast track to success so that you can have some support and really up-leveling your vibration. I don't know if you feel this shift of energy this year and this summer especially. It's just we are really, really, really awakening quickly. And so this is really a time that we can fast track and kind of timeline hop in a sense. It's like creating a space for the quantum shifts to happen. And so I wanted to offer some support in case you have been curious about working with me one-on-one. I definitely am opening up some spaces, and it's been a little while since I've had this opportunity available. So reach out to me or comment below via message or through email or on this thread, and I would love to give you more information about either of those, the Soul Inspired Leaders digital course to create the business foundation pieces, or some one-on-one mentoring, or we can put those together as well. Right? Lots of options. So thank you guys. I hope this was helpful. If you missed the beginning part of this, you want to go back and check it out. I also am going to be live on my business page, so you might want to like and follow Jennifer Gilchrist if you haven't already. My business page, I'm going to be doing little soulful snippets. That's a name my daughter came up with for now. We're going to go with it. But essentially, it's just leaving space for information to be channeled through, just soulful information that can help you align with your next level, for soulful spiritual entrepreneurs to really guide their life and business in a way that they're meant to, right? To really expand into aligning, embodying, expressing their unique gifts and message in the world. And so it's just sort of, they're going to be short little snippets. It's going to be at noon Pacific time on my business page, but I think that there will be a great dose of inspiration and insight for you. So I hope that you'll join me there as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.